So I want to talk about a little bit of Minecraft, and honestly, I know I quit the game, but I do still want to talk about it because despite me quitting this game, I really do love this game, and I do have very heavy criticisms of this game, but that's literally because I want this game to not only kind of like succeed even more, but kind of just, I don't know what it is, but just have better items in the game, and I feel like when it comes to Minecraft, it doesn't have to be this 2 week phase, and it could already be something where you could play 1, 2, 3 years along the line and not get bored. Occasionally that's the case, but for most people it's literally 2 weeks and then gone because half of the time you pretty much created everything in your own imagination and then Minecraft just really has nothing to offer to adventure, explore, and all these type of stuff. And this is where the new dimension kicks in. Honestly, this is a very popular belief when you know what I'm saying, when people want like an end update or even a new dimension, but I don't think it just became, belief. I think this is like a necessary thing that they need to do. For starters, this game has not that much mobs. If you really think about it, Hytales has almost 200 mobs. Keep this in mind, within the 200 mobs, Mojang that lasted almost 10, or Minecraft almost lasted 10, 15 years now, only has 93. Not only that, the biomes were just recently, adjusted. There were atmospheres that were recently adjusted, and even then, the game really doesn't really have much to offer. With only 93 mobs and barely anything to explore besides maybe the end, the nether, maybe a few warden places if you want to get good loot then and there, but nothing too special. The only thing that's special is the mace, and other than that, there's really nothing else. So when it comes to Minecraft, right, you're literally going there, and the entire time you're actually focusing getting the best gear, trying not to die, and quite literally, if you're playing on hardcore survival, build whatever you want and just leave the game. That's why it's called a 2 week phase. Which is the sad part is it doesn't have to be 2 weeks. It doesn't have to be, this game where it lasts, you know what I'm saying, less than 2 weeks or just a 2 week phase. I feel like Minecraft is one of those games where it has the potential to last forever, where literally you could probably play 1, 2, 3 years straight and probably not even get bored. And also, another thing is when it comes to Minecraft, no matter what, you can always make things very simple. Of course, things will get complicated later on because it's a game. Games later on will always get complicated. But because of Minecraft nature, despite all that, you don't always have to go through that complicated stuff. And it can be pretty simple. I mean, look at redstone and stuff like this. So when it comes to dimensions, I feel like if they added some brand new dimension or something, it would add more atmosphere than most people would really think. Because if you're adding a new biome in an overworld or something, it's pretty much the same exact atmosphere, but just completely different, biomes. For example, if you look at the white tree biome where it spawns in that creepy tree guy, if anyone knows what's his name, that's literally his name. But anyways, the white wood, what I'm talking about, this is probably one of the best biomes in my opinion. It had more to offer. I feel like they could have added like a haunted house or something. But overall, I did think that this biome was really awesome. But when you go into the biome, it's pretty much the same atmosphere. But if at the same time, if it belonged into a different dimension, it would have been better. Because I feel like with this biome, it could at least belong somewhere else. And that's the thing. When they keep updating the overworld and stuff like this, it will not, like, I don't know how to say this, but the overworld sometimes doesn't feel like the overworld. Sometimes it feels like also it's crossing other dimensions. And another thing is, if that's the case, they could always, add dimensions inspired by different biomes that they have. For example, the warden biome, right? The warden biome is one of my favorite biomes, I'm not gonna lie, out there. Why not add a dimension that leads to the warden? Because this dimension, the warden, that came to a different dimension. I don't know the story. That's pretty much what I hear. We could see the actual warden dimension. It would add a little bit more atmosphere. Another thing is, for an exploration game, this game doesn't really have a lot of things to explore, and even if you do, all you do is literally collect 1 or 2 things, maybe 3 or 4, and then just end off leaving. And overall, that's really how this game works. And that's the problem when it comes with Minecraft, is it doesn't allow you to pretty much kind of, explore more, right? Or trying to get extra stuff more. For example, if you look at Terraria, right? Terraria does a really amazing job when it comes with stuff like, going out there and exploring. Not only that, you can go back and just, relax and do whatever the hell you want, right? And here's the thing, I haven't played Terraria, but I've seen people play this game. This is too complicated for my brain, I'm not gonna lie. But, I've seen people play this game, right? And that's literally what it feels like. It feels like it's one of those games where it is worth adventuring and and it's worth more of your time, because there's so much things, you can just come back and just do the regular same old, same old. And that's the thing when it comes with Minecraft. Yeah, sure, you can build, but at the same time, we want more adventure. So if you have a little bit of a dimension, you could probably even have even more possibilities. Let's say adding the Aether update, or even, just something crazy like caves, caves, a dimension where it's literally just caves or stuff like that. But if you get what I'm saying is, I do feel like Minecraft could at least have something brand new within the atmosphere to make this game a little bit more exciting, right? I mean, I'm literally playing this game, and then half of the time I don't even know like what I'm doing most of the time, because it is just the same old, same old. I'm like literally just getting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already getting used to the same exact biomes over and over again. I mean, to be fair, with, let's say, the Terraria, right? I don't know how much biomes there is, but let's say there's 1,000 biomes. I don't know. But pretend there's a game like Minecraft with 1,000 biomes. Of course, if you play this longer and longer, you will eventually memorize everything in the game. But what I'm saying is it doesn't really have a lot of things to offer to make you last playing this game for a very long time. And also, that's another problem, right? So, and that's the thing though, with a new dimension, you could at least do something different instead of just keeping on, adding the overworld, ignoring the nether, and ignoring the end. I feel like a new dimension and something brand new within this dimension could add something, I don't know, pretty unique. Another thing is, what I would also love seeing within a new dimension, it would also bring in a lot more imagination to the table. While the overworld is supposed to somewhat simulate the real world, maybe with a little bit more of creativity, you know what I'm saying? But simulate the real world and just add more items within a new dimension. They don't have to add these crazy, mobs, which is not a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, they don't always have to add mobs within the overworld or stuff like this. They could add mobs within these other dimensions and these other things, right? And I think that's the problem when it comes with this game too. And that's the thing. I also feel like, this game focuses on the overworld a lot more than the end update, or you know what I'm saying, than any other updates besides then. So sometimes it does feel like a little bit, kind of lacking off with other dimensions as well. Another thing is sometimes every time I literally explore, let's say, not the nether anymore, because the nether is doing a good job updating, right? But I'm talking about the end, right? I'm literally going there just to do one thing and leave off, right? And that's the thing though, like, there's really nothing else to explore. And that's the thing when it comes with Minecraft. Minecraft is an exploration game and a building game, and you kind of have to balance things out, and you kind of have to do some things out, right? But overall, when it comes to this game, I do feel like this game does deserve a brand new dimension for as long as it literally lasts. But even then, I don't know. I'm not really a game developer. That's really how I feel within this game. I do feel like before they even add a new dimension, they gotta add an end update. And before then, they can update the overworld. And that's the thing when it comes with dimensions. Even the overworld, you can always update it 24/7, right? You don't have to just stick to the overworld max update, because it's never gonna happen, right? And then move on to a different dimension or something, and then just focus on that. Because the thing is, when it comes to games like survival games and like games that introduces dimensions, you're always going to add more and more stuff and more things if you want this game to last. Because the reality is, Minecraft will never be enough. Minecraft, the game, right, because it is so big and so vast, every update, no matter even if they somehow, some way add every mob or every mod in the game and all these amazing stuff, this game will not be enough just to update. You know what I'm saying? Just to have like a max update, right? It's always going to need more and more updates and more things to make this game last, right? But even then, when it comes with all these updates, I think the first thing they got to do is right now is probably focus on either the end update or a new dimension, or just forget about the new dimension and just focus on the end update. So yeah, I don't know if I explained really well. I was just yapped about new dimensions and stuff like that, but I don't know if I explained really well when it comes with this game. I would love to see more and more stuff, added, and more stuff, being implemented in this game. Probably, just random stuff out of nowhere as well. And like, another thing is, nowadays when I see new mobs and stuff like this, like for example, the slime cube, I actually do see this in the overworld and stuff like that. But like the new mob, like in the white tree biome or something, I feel like it could have added more within the new dimension or something. And I feel like, they could have added a little bit more than just, just this tree biome that looks exactly like any other tree in Minecraft, right? And I do think this, this game kind of deserves a little bit more than just adding a few things and just moving on. And that's the problem. And I think, later on in the future, I think it's just going to keep on doing like this until Minecraft realizes, wait a minute, something is wrong. we can't have, you know, small updates like this. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, they already did a Minecraft Live, so you might as well do that, right? But anyways, I know they're making another Minecraft Live update or something like that. I don't know. It's like, it was like a Minecraft Live update at the time I'm recording this. It's like May 30th. Right now it's May like 24th or something. But anyways, overall, you know, I can't really wait to see 5-10 years along the line in the future. I just don't think they're going to add even like a new dimension. And even if they do, I don't think they're going to add a lot of stuff at all. It's just one of those games where it just doesn't feel it like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.